thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
Count on the Kickoff, your home for gridiron coverage every week.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan. When you use Uber or Lyft, you're taking a gamble. You have no idea who that driver is. Were they paying attention to their phone and not the road? Injured in an Uber or Lyft accident, you could have a big case. Morgan.
You're watching Sports Central on CBS L.A. Sponsored by St. Louis Running Spa.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Sports Central Sunday. I'm Jahleel, joined by my partners, Tarek, Fattal, and former Charger safety, and Jahleel, Addae. Gentlemen, the Chargers get back in the win column, beating the Raiders 31-14. And I would imagine if there's any team they wanted to beat to get to where they are, it's the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know if there's always the Cowboys, and then the Raiders are pretty polarizing too. People are always excited when they're losing, though. That's what's kind of interesting about the Raiders. But for the Chargers, to me, I feel like I've been repeating myself this year. And Jahleel, I know I said it to you last week. It's like when they're looking good, man, this team is firing all cylinders. They have no holes. The defense, Justin Herbert looks great. The running game's on fire. And then sometimes they look like hot garbage. So they need to find a way to find an even keel approach for these games the rest of the year.
And today they're opposite of hot garbage.
Exactly.
Listen, being a former Charger, right? Playing the Raiders, we all know what that's like. That's the biggest rivalry. Their fans don't like the Chargers fans. The Charger fans don't like the Raiders. You see Max Crosby pushing her. There's bad blood there. But you talk about this game and how pivotal this game was for the Chargers. They came off a bye week where they had the lingering loss that they took against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they played bad on all three phases. Came out today, Herbert's injured. Fights through it. Kamani Vidal gets the running game going, and the defense does what they usually do throughout the season. Get to the quarterback and make their life living, not that word, but the other word, a nightmare.
Yeah, a nightmare. That is for sure. All right, gentlemen, this is a tale of two rival franchises headed really in opposite directions, right?
I mean, if you're talking about the Raiders, they've been heading in the same direction for quite some time. Yeah, you'd think you bring in Pete Carroll, someone with a lot of energy, and generally someone that knows how to win. There's clearly some more work that I think he needs to needs to do in Las Vegas. I'm a little bit, it's a quandary a little bit to only have 2 wins and see Pete Carroll at the helm.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you talk about the Raiders are playing Raiders ball, and that's what it looks like for the last decade, right? And then you talk about the Chargers and what they've done, and Jim Harbaugh having 11 wins last year and getting 8 wins this year, and they're in a position where they're playing the Eagles next week, who are struggling, right? They're struggling. So if you would ask the Chargers and the organization and the fans at the beginning of the season, with all the injuries that they have going on, and them to be 8-4 with the stretch that they have going into December, you got to play your best football. I guarantee you a lot of them will take it.
Yeah, they can run it a little bit right now. That is for sure. All right, let's talk about Justin Herbert.